Get all businessy or something? What is that anyway?
Because this is it's like the time to be able to just communicate for a little bit. So I love the first 5 minutes of this. It's awesome.
Hey, I see maybe a new person or two. Who are you? Michelle, welcome. I don't know you yet.
Michelle has been on a couple of times now, but she is.
Is it official now?
Yeah, I was going to say, she is one of Optavia's newer coaches. Welcome.
Thank you, thank you.
Jennifer Bryant, do I know her yet?
Jennifer is one of my dearest friends, and she is actually signing up as a coach tomorrow, but she's working tonight, so she's just listening.
That's right.
She's been on like 3 times, I think.
Yeah.
I remember. You guys can be here in stealth mode. I will let that fly. But hey, but welcome to Team Time tonight. Hiram, did you want to talk for a second about office hours before we kind of go into things?
Would love to. I'm going to mute everybody here really quick. Just a second. All right. Yeah. So office hours are so much fun. Every day, Tiana and I have office hours from noon to 1 Eastern time. So work that into your own schedule, whatever your time zone you're in. But what I love about it is it makes us so intentional for that day. So intentional that I don't know if anybody's going to come on. I think pretty much every day somebody's come on. A couple of people have come on. I think there might have been a day or something that nobody came on, but I got so much done because I had to sit right here and I couldn't move. And I was talking to Deb and Rochelle about this today, and I thought of this actually right before Team Time or my office hours today. Rochelle and Deb came on, and I was like, oh, I'm in the shower washing my hair, and I was like, oh, everybody needs a Team Time, because I knew I had 1 minute that I had till I needed to be on Team Time. I mean, I was like scrubbing really fast and rinsing off, and sure enough, Rochelle caught me. She's like, "You're 1 minute late." She's like, we're on here waiting for you right now. So anyways, what do you guys do for your office hours? Do you guys schedule your office hours? If you were to put your office hours on your calendar and you gave that calendar to your coach and said, my office hours are from blank to blank. It doesn't have to be every day, and it doesn't have to be an hour long, but what time could I say, Autumn, I'm gonna come to your office hours. What time is it gonna be at? Do you have a time, an exact time, or do you just kind of throw it all together? You just kind of.
Kids, I throw it all together. There's not a set time. I do nap time, and I do when Dustin is home. Those are my set times, but everything in between is just fitting in the nooks and crannies.
Exactly. Mindy, we went with Mindy a couple of years ago now. It's been a long time since we were out there, Mindy. We went out to like this little ranch thing that they have in Texas. And it was really cool. They had like a blacksmith there. Anyways, Mindy and I were walking around like this almost the whole time. We were literally, we just like, man, we just felt like we live our lives on our mobile devices, because we don't schedule the time to get off of them. So one of the things that I urge all of you guys to do is set a half an hour. And I would love for you to send your office hours to me, because I might show up on them. Because if you sent me your office hours and all of a sudden you're not there and I get on there and I'm going to be like, Jessica, I'm at your office. Please open your door. Okay? So that just kind of keeps you accountable to yourself. I am going to take this half an hour. Hiram might show up. Heidi might show up. Whoever might show up just to say hi, see how you're doing, ask a question. If I knew when your guys' office hours were, then I knew that I could jump in there and say, hey, what's going on? What can I help you with? So it goes both ways. But I urge you, start scheduling. Schedule a half hour a day that you can play on your phone and just YouTube it up and not feel guilty. Because if you schedule a half hour of YouTube, you'll probably get off of it after that half hour and you'll have a productive rest of the day. Rather than YouTubing, oh, I didn't schedule anything else, so I'm just gonna YouTube the day away. Okay, this is something that my business coach is, it blew my mind when he's like, make sure you plan to veg all day one day and just do nothing but watch Netflix. But then the next days, get up and work your tail off. Because if not, you're just gonna end up taking a half hour here, a half hour here, half hour here, and all of a sudden your day is gone and wasted. Okay, so I could do a whole training on that. I wanted to today, but it wasn't my turn, but I did it anyways. So next week, plan on scheduling.
That's amazing. Thanks, Hiram.
Love
Yeah,
you.
I don't know if everyone has kind of an office hour that they use in their brain or office half hour or whatever it is, but it's great advice, you know, to find a time where you know you can show up to your business each day. Because in the non-Optavia world, people do show up to their businesses. So once in a while, just to show up. We have kind of an outline for this evening, but I just wanted to go over a couple of things first. One, how many of you have noticed that the IT glitch thing from February is starting to clear up? Okay. Hold times are getting less. A lot of the tickets are being resolved. If you have something that's still outstanding, make sure you let your mentorship know, because we will still, Optavia is still getting all things resolved. But I called in the other day and I was so excited that it didn't give me that message that there was longer hold times than usual. And I was like, we're moving on. Like, it was just like joyful to me, which is kind of sad, but at the same time, really, really great, you know? I'm sure there is a specific time frame. They say between 2 and 4 Central are your brightest time opportunity to, your best window to call. They have more staff on during 2 to 4 Central. Okay, so keep aware of that. Okay, how many of you have checked your email lately? Optavia kind of sends out an email to the coaches. There's some product changing coming up where they're going to get rid of more MetaFast things and a few more adjustments coming up. Just watch for things like that so you can keep your clients informed. All right, I saw an email today that had a few of those on it. And then also, how many of you are getting a little excited about the Hong Kong, Singapore stuff? Charlene flew out there, and one of our coaches on our team, Jenny, flew out there. Lise Yossi, I think, went with them, and a few people. It's really exciting stuff. If you guys have any or don't know of any connections in Hong Kong and Singapore, start asking on your Facebook. Not because you're going to go like try and sell them all a bunch of Optavia. That's not what we do, but it's good to start finding connections. Start marketing. What is that called? When you like
Networking.
No, but I didn't want to say marketing. That was weird. But yeah, networking. Start networking yourself a little bit. Let yourself be known that you're gonna maybe end up in Hong Kong one day, and who's been there, you know. And that's kind of fun to start. I found a few connections just by saying something about it on Facebook. I think I put a phrase in Chinese out there and said, "Who can translate this?" And a bunch of people answered me, and then I knew they might know some Chinese. Like, hey, let's see, have you been to Hong Kong before? And then we started conversations. It was just kind of fun, you know? Okay, we had something going on this, we started last week. It's the 5 client incentive. How many of you have been trying to help 5 people get healthy before the 16th? Good, good, good. Whether you've been successful or not, we're not gonna talk about that just yet. We're gonna talk about somebody who already accomplished that goal. Well, there's 2 people, but I asked one of them to talk tonight. So the other person is Jessica. Congratulations. Natalie hit it first, 2 days ago or so? And so we're gonna have her jump on and share just like 1 or 2 minutes. Natalie, give us your best pointer and what that felt like and how you did it and stuff. Come on off mute.
Hi guys, how's everybody doing?
Woo!
Thank you. I think the biggest, my biggest, like the way that you guys encouraged me, that meant so much to me. I got so many like personal text messages and, you know, messages on the Nothing to Lose coaches page. So that was really cool, guys. Like, even though we all wanted it, like I felt really like genuinely loved and cared for. So that was really cool. Thank you guys. So cool. So my biggest, like, the light bulb went on when, so I was like the hamster trying to reinvent the wheel. You know, I was doing things differently. And when they say, like, this is systematic and, you know, like, you can duplicate, there's no need to when I started doing what my coaches were doing, then, like, everybody just, the people that I did health assessments with a year ago, you know, when I first started reaching out to me and said, hey, you know, now I'm ready. Now I'd like to know more about it, or I'd like to revisit the topic. And so I found that when we had that conversation the second time and I did it like my mentorship did it, it resulted more successful. So I was just, I've learned that, you know, there's people that have been doing this for 10 years that are making the kinds of figures that I want to be making someday. And so if it worked for them, like, it's going to work for me. So, and I have the same 24 hours as Doug Woods, as Dr. A, and as everybody else on here. And so really just being intentional with my time. A gal that I met on the cruise told me, you know, one thing that she shared with me is that she time blocks. And she's like, it's everything that you're not willing to negotiate. So things like picking up my kids from school, sitting down and, like, doing worksheets with my 3-year-old, like name tracing and stuff. And so once I started blocking those out and seeing what my day really looked like, I found that, yes, the time that I had to devote was short, but so it had to be very intentional. And so being intentional and filling in those holes and those gaps. So time blocking has really helped. But yeah, that's it. I mean, congratulations to all of you guys too. And thank you for encouraging me. I learned from you guys, and sometimes I'm not able to make it to these things. And so I appreciate you guys sharing notes and how we lift each other. So we are better together. Thanks.
That's awesome. Thanks so much, Natalie. I love it. It's always great to hear and learn from each other. And I like that nobody tried to, like, go behind Natalie's back and kill her for winning. And there's still money available that Charlene, Hiram, and myself is kind of out there. So nobody's done with trying to find 5 by the 16th. Everybody keep trying to help people. I mean, that's what we're here to do anyway. Now we have so many people here are working really hard. A lot of people are in the Real and Unplugged group, and you know that we've been initiated some challenges, and we're working on doing live videos and inviting people to coach and dripping and going for the juggler and all these big things. But all along the way, that doesn't mean that each move we make is showing us success. So we have some friends in here that have been more intentional with their time, kind of catching the fire all over again, which is sometimes just because life. So I have 4 people lined up to talk next. It's going to go Emily, Brian, Rochelle, then Mindy. Can we go like that? Do. Each of you has like 1 or 2 minutes. I just want to hear a little bit about either how you were bold, how you did the work. I just mentioned, like, tell me where the fire's coming from, maybe a truth bomb that everyone needs to hear. And then we're going to move forward from there, see what time's left by then, okay? So Emily, Brian, Rochelle, Mindy.
Hello. Okay, so David challenged me to be bold this weekend, and I went to general conference for our church. I was driving almost all weekend long. So being bold wasn't super easy for me in that instance, but I did not shy away from sharing when the opportunity came my way. So I had a couple of cousins that I was hanging out with, some friends who I hadn't seen in a while, and they brought it up with me, which is always nice and convenient. But I didn't shy away from being like, yes, this is what I'm doing. And I really love it. And if you're interested, I'd love to talk to you more about it. And I was able to, go from there and talk to one of my cousins more about it. My one friend who we went to see, she has been doing Optavia with another friend in another group for a while, and then kind of fell off the wagon and hasn't been doing it very on point. And so we talked about that, and then I said, it's always really great to coach, and it helps your accountability. Anyway, so we talked about that. And so basically what I'm trying to say is I just didn't shy away from the opportunity when it presented itself. Not that I went out seeking, like wearing a shirt that said, hey, ask me about Optavia or whatever, but I was just like intentional about saying what I'm doing, I guess is, and my truth bomb that has been kind of a light in like, that went like, is we need to encourage our people to like put those pictures next to each other, their picture from before and their picture now, because a lot of my people, my clients that I'm working with, they don't recognize things happening in their life. Like they don't see a lot of change. And so when I put those pictures, like, this is you before, this is you now, see the difference. And they're always amazed. And so that's my truth bomb. Like, put your pictures together so you can see, so you feel like you're accomplishing something.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you, Emily. I love hearing from our team. Thank you. All right, Brian.
Yeah. So I made a commitment earlier this year to get back with it. I made ED back in July and then didn't make it since. And so I joined Real and Unplugged. I started doing everything, taking all the challenges. I added over 1,000 friends since February. I did the Doug Wood challenge for 12 days. I missed one day not going live, but I did every day going live with something. I got with Heidi and David. We had an action plan last week, and nothing happened. But the fact of the matter is that I'm planting seeds. I'm still excited about everything that Optavia has. Charlene's video, I got to see it today about the compensation plan that is just like incredible. And so my encouragement is that, guess what? Not everything works for everybody at the same time, but this is too incredible of a company. It's too incredible of a plan. It probably saved my life, and so I'm not going to stop just because I'm not having business success. I'm going to keep on going because what it's done for me and my family, and it can do for other people. And so if it's really about other people, and if it's not about me and it's about everybody else, then I can't be discouraged when things don't go just the way that I want them to go. I'm going to keep on pushing forward. I'm going to plant seeds, and something's going to happen soon. I just know it, and I'm just not going to give up. And that's I appreciate Dave and Heidi kind of pushing me and helping me. And I mean, that's just where I'm at. So.
Okay, thank you, Brian. Amazing. How real is that, people? He was like, I'm not sure if you want me to share tonight after all. And I was like, no, that's exactly what we want to hear. Because how many of you have been in that same place, right? And so to know that others are experiencing that, and that it doesn't mean that we are defeated or deflated. It means that we push harder and we keep going. And Hiram dropped in the chat, like, your first 5 and 1, that's the awesome one. It's harder to get your second and third one going. Not in your own, not just your health journey, but your business journey. And so it'll come. And I'm so glad you shared. Rochelle, your turn.
All right. Thanks. So I've actually been coaching for a couple of years now, but I think, we all have those ebbs and flows of our life. And some of you know that, this past year has actually been probably one of the most trying times of my life. And so I let it get to me. And I spent a year basically almost purposely going against all those good habits that I had spent a couple of years working on. I didn't lose them totally, though. I still am completely soda free. I've not had a soda since the first day I started program. So there's that. But it just made me very, I was unhappy with my life, but then as I kept going along, basically sabotaging myself, I became unhappy with myself, which made me even more unhappy with my life. And it became this horrible vicious cycle. And I can't tell you how many times I, was like, I'm going to restart, and then epically failed on the exact same day. Like, just blink your eyes if you've ever done that, right? And so I wish that I could tell you that there was something that was like, oh, that's what it is. I'm going to get back on. I'm going to do this. There wasn't. Because if there was, I'd be handing it out in gift boxes to everybody left and right. But what it is, and here's my truth bomb, is you have to want it. You have to want it. I can't want it for you. And no one can give it to you. I wish they could. Oh, I love you too, Autumn. But I think what really helped me with all of this is okay, now I'm going to get totally emotional. This is not the right time of month to be doing this. I reached out to my coaches, Hiram and Tiana, and I put it in writing. I didn't call them. I didn't just put it in the universe. I physically wrote it out to them. Hey guys, I need your help. I didn't just say, hey, I'm just trying, not doing great. It was, I need your help. And this is why. Because they don't know unless I tell them, it's just nobody knows all the struggles we go through unless, they're a part of it. And I told them, I said, this is where I'm at. I don't want to be here. It's not going to get me anywhere. I need your help. I tell all my clients, this is what I'm here for, is to be your coach. Tell me when you need me. And then I wasn't doing the same thing. So I said, Hiram and Tiana, I hope you're not too busy because I'm going to suck up a lot of time because I personally need you. And Hiram and Tiana are amazing. That same day, I was on a video chat with them, and I've been Marco Poloing them almost every single day since then. And I'm calling Hiram out of the shower. That's just how I roll. We're family. It works. So I guess that's just really my two truth bombs is that I put it into words, not just words, but I wrote it down so I can still see it. And I knew that I had to want it.
Thank you, Rochelle. We're so glad you're here. And I love that you reached out to your mentorship, your coach, because isn't that what we tell everybody all the time, So yes, perfect. Thank you for that truth bomb. Did you want to say something? Okay. And then Mindy.
Okay, so I don't like going last, but I kind of do because sometimes I have a hard time figuring out what I want to say, and other people just inspire me. So I have a hard time stepping out and sharing with people what I do just because I'm an extrovert, but not, I don't know, I'm working on it. So I totally relate to Emily just trying to share and just be open, and that's hard for me. It's easier for me to do it in writing on a messenger or text because it seems a little more anonymous, but say it verbally is really hard. I also relate to Brian because I have taken a lot of the challenges, and I'll tell you, my business does not reflect the effort that I've put in. My business hasn't grown the way I wanted it to grow. So it hasn't, you said nothing happened. But for me, maybe my business didn't show that something happened, but it is changing me. It's making me more comfortable as a coach because I'm doing these things. And when someone does then come back and respond to me, I'll be more confident to share it because I've been doing it every single day. And so it's making me a better coach, whether my business is reflecting that right now or not, it doesn't matter. It's making me a better coach. So it is changing me by doing those challenges. And so I've also been coaching almost as long as Rochelle. I think it's around the same time that we kind of came on. And so I really should be very confident in what I do, but I still feel like I'm a newbie, and I'm still drastically learning. And so I think around the same time, Rochelle, I think we both kind of reached out to Hiram and Tiana and said, okay, enough is enough. I need to get this together. And so, but for me, the big truth bomb that kind of kicked me back into gear was, it was kind of like, hold on, what was I? I lost my train of thought. For me, it was like, what if I just didn't quit? What if I just actually did it until I felt good and proud of myself? And I needed that, for my own personal journey. And as I was doing that and I reached out to my coach, I realized that I was only using part of Optavia. I wasn't using all of it. If you're not annoying your coach, are you even doing Optavia? I mean, are you even doing it? You need to be reaching out to your coach so much that they're like, yes, we want you to succeed. We want you to think about your clients every day, but the only ones you think about are the ones that reach out and communicate with you, right? I want to be that person for Hiram and Tiana. I want them to think, I wonder how Mindy's doing, because I haven't heard from her yet today and it's only noon. I want them to think that. I need to reach out to them more. And that's what I want my clients to see too. And I've realized as I'm doing that my own personal self, that as a coach, I'm more comfortable sharing with my clients. Have you looked up any videos from Dr. Anderson? Have you read in your book? You haven't talked to me in 3 days. What's going on? I'm more inclined to talk to them about the whole program rather than what have you eaten today? What did the scale say? No, I want to change them because their habits are changing. And all of those things happened as I decided I needed to take charge of my own health. And the only way to do that was to use the entire program. And I don't want to quit. I don't want to quit. This is important. It's not just important for me. It's important for my clients, the people who are counting on me to help them change their life also. And it's worth it. I need to not quit on me and not quit on my clients, not quit on my family. All of this is important. It's all big and part of the big picture. So the big truth bomb is, what if you just don't quit this time? Let's keep going.
I love it. Thank you so much. There's this quote, and I had it at the top of our coach page or our community page or something, but it's who loses when you quit, you know? And so I appreciate those thoughts. Everybody, I mean, just so much good was shared tonight. And it wasn't because everybody was super what looks like successful, right? It was just because everybody kept doing it. And so my and Hiram's and David's and Tiana's mad props to you for being the kind of team that doesn't give up, for just doing the heart work and really putting everything you have into what you know is a big blessing. It is not just us that's being changed, it is all the people. What if Hiram or I quit? What if we're like, sorry, you guys, we're not gonna be on here anymore. Good luck, team. I mean, that to me, I can't. I could never quit. I can't do that because you're my people and you make my life what it is. And so we just have a big love for all of you. Everybody, keep doing what you're doing on your health journey and in your business. And if you need help, reach out. We're all here for each other, all of us. And I know that. So, okay, anyone, any last things before we sign out? We're 1 minute over. Okay, everybody, thanks for your time and all your words tonight. Good night.